the alley, fires a shot and a save made. First of the day for Gabe Craven. And lightning fast on the clear. Go the Raiders. Trevor Dubner back at X. Commit to the University of North Carolina. Still though just a junior at Glen Ridge, New Jersey. Now he drops it. Winding shot and keeping it in right under the crossbar, Grant Hansen. And Hun takes a 1-0 lead on Grant Hansen. And the first shot of the day, keeping it right in under the crossbar. Hansen gets his first of the day. Trevor Dubner picks up the assist. And a 1-0 Hun lead. Here, 10-10 left to go in the first. Back into the face-off X. Nick Ramsey. Hun trying to win this one. They whistle it dead on the face-off infraction. It'll be Hun ball as Logan Tucker. Fogo got whistled for it. For Lawrenceville after he came away with the first one. A little bit of a hold that time. So here's Tim Murray. Dubner right out around the corner of the 30, looking for somewhere to go. Just on the football field, that's the 30. It's 20 yards away from goal. And now Dubner on the edge of the box, walking in toward GLE. Checked defensively by Jack Coolene. Dartmouth commit for this Lawrenceville team on the long pole today. Playing all the way back out to midfield. Walking into the box to the far side for Hun. Owen Anderson. Drops behind the cage. Dubner sets up behind the back shot. Ended up going wide, but a nifty try from Charles White. Hun was there to pick up the rebound. Feeding it up top. Right back to the point. Matthew Kay with 8:51 left to go here in this first quarter. Kay takes it on the right. Feeds it back behind X to Dubner. His pass is deflected. Still up for grabs on the near side. It goes out of bounds. And it'll be Hun ball as Joe Rosen, another long pole for this Lawrenceville team, was able to get the cross on the pass, but disrupted it just enough for it to roll out of bounds. Devin Cowan, senior captain, committed to go play for the Marquette Golden Eagles, takes it around at X, fires one up top. Murray spun around there, defended well by Lawrenceville. It's a 1-0 Hun lead. A goal for Grant Hansen, giving the Raiders an early 1-0 lead. They control possession. Murray forced outside the box, now tries to take it back in. Murray dodges inside, dives and shoots. It goes wide to the far post. Out of bounds, backed up by Hun. They'll hang on to possession once again with 7:55 left to go here in the first quarter. Get going on the reset. Dubner starts with it. Good roll at X for somewhere to feed it inside. Instead drops it high to K. Now back to the near side. Owen Anderson. Zone defense played by Lawrenceville. Backs Anderson all the way out of the box. He drops for K, quarterbacking up high. K runs into a big check. A flag is up. The late penalty against Lawrenceville. Murray. Back to Dubner. Looks like this one might be against Ado Diawu. Murray. Now it's Dubner. Sent a wild pass. Rolls out of bounds. And that'll bring us to the penalty with 7:05 left on a stopped clock. Here in the first. We'll see who it is that heads off. In fact, it will be Kwesi Adu-Diawu for Lawrenceville picking up the penalty, so he'll head off in a man-up chance. Now for Hun. First man-up opportunity of the day for either side is Hun up 1-0 on a Grant Hansen goal coming just under 2 minutes into the first period. Now a 6-on-5 chance for the Hun School. Jackson Barletta dropped to the far side. Now right back up high for Dubner. Dubner to Barletta and right back. On the near side, Hansen shoots low, and this time the save is made by Will Desky. The junior starts the clear. It's Lawrenceville trying to kill off the rest of the penalty. Still playing a man down here on the clear. Taking it right in between the crosses. Spinning around back to the far side, Rob Rolfe trying to get through this tough half-field ride for Hun, and eventually does successfully clear. Pass ahead to Thomas Eritz. Played around back to Eritz again. Spins around the edge of the crease, fires a shot and scores. Thomas Eritz. 16th goal of the season for the senior from Basking Ridge. And it ties us up at 1 with 5:49 left in the first. Eritz with a great dodge right around the crease and ends up burying it up in that upper 90. So Lawrenceville gets its first goal of the game as we've seen some strong defense out of both sides to begin this one. But now both schools have broken through with their first goals of the game. Grant Hansen at 10:10 in the first. Lawrenceville at 5:49 in the first. Face-off taken by Hun, but nearly forced out of bounds as the Fogo Ramsey. His pass up ahead, picked off by Lawrenceville, and Hun turns it over. It's not what you want from the Raiders. Give up the goal and then win the ensuing face-off, but a quick turnover gives it right back to the Big Red. And a chance now for Lawrenceville to capitalize. Over on the near side, William Upchurch, leading goal scorer for Lawrenceville this year with 23, also 38 points in the 15 games this year for the Big Red. Upchurch still just a sophomore and a bright future here at Lawrenceville. Stutter step around the side. Eritz spins at GLE, feeds it past to Upchurch, who buries it down low. And it's a 2-1 Lawrenceville lead on a nifty move and a quick shot from William Upchurch. See the feed coming from Eritz and a lightning fast shot. It's 24 goals this year for Upchurch. For Eritz, already a 2-point day for the Lawrenceville Big Red. Back into the face-off X. They're 2-1 in favor of Hun so far. Make it 3-1 as Nicholas Ramsey comes through with another win. On another turnover off a bad pass picked up off the ground by Jack Coolin. A couple ground balls today for Coolin. Junior defender from Princeton. 6'6" and the long stick. I wonder why he can get to so many. Just over 4 minutes left to go in the first. Lawrenceville holding on to possession and slowing it down this time as Jack Tenzer Pass to the near side. Now coming in with it, Friedman. Drew Friedman faked a pass and said fed back to Aaron at X. Finds it back high to Tanzer, but he couldn't hang on to the pass. And luckily, Tanzer was backed up by Rob Rolfe. Rolfe harassed by Anthony Bell. Eventually dumps off to Aaron. Fake to the left, goes to the right, fires his shot, and deflected aside by Craven. Not sure if Craven got part of his cross on it or got some help from the post as well. Carried out, backed up by Lawrenceville, so they'll hang on with 3:20 left to go. Shot across the goal mouth, rolls out there on the near touch line. Again, Lawrenceville was there to back it up, so Upchurch will get us started. As the possession continues for the Big Red. Up to Jack Skoma, another sophomore with 20 goals on the season. Skoma walks in, fires his shot from a nifty angle. It goes wide. Again, Upchurch there to back it up. 2:59 left to go. Here in the first, a 2-1 lead for Lawrenceville as we restart. Played high to Friedman. Aaron at X. Pie to Rolfe. Rob Rolfe thought about the shot, instead takes it in deeper. Backing down at goal line extended. For somewhere to go with the ball. Fakes his shot. Tried to get it to Tanzer, but again, a misconnection on a pass. Up for grabs. And Rolfe eventually gets there, gets knocked down, checked free from his cross, rolls all the way back out to midfield. And then going across the line was Jack Coolene. Trevor Dubner was across as well, so Tanzer walking forward, shooting and scoring for Lawrenceville. And they take a 3-1 lead with 2:16 left to go in the first. Tanzer off the restart, took it right up the alley for Lawrenceville. And gives the Big Red a 3-goal lead and a 3-goal run here in this first quarter. Third different goal scorer of the day for the Big Red. There are 3 goals. Huns had the advantage in faceoffs today as now Nick Ramsey has won 4 straight. Typically when that happens, good things happen on the attack, but now it's the 3rd straight time that Hun has won the faceoff and turned it over before they've set up and they were attacking third of the field. So got inside 2 minutes left to go in the first. Chris Heckel had it quickly, passed off, and a diving save made in net by Craven off the shot from Teddy Gutman. Rebound was grabbed by Hun. They look to clear, I guess, against an aggressive ride of Lawrenceville. 1:30 left to go in the first quarter. Across midfield, long pole, Blake Henson. Eventually sped inside the box by Jake Wright. Now right at goal line extended, feeds around back to Dubner at X. Minute 12 left to go. Grant Hansen played it back to Dubner. Good for somewhere to go. Trying to set somebody up. He's eventually poke checked all the way outside the box before dropping it back into right on the left wing. Hansen walks in with a shot and he scores. Second of the day for Grant Hansen. And with 48 seconds left to go here in the first period, the 3-goal run for Lawrenceville comes to an end thanks to this nifty maneuver by Grant Hansen. It's now 3-2 Lawrenceville lead with 48.2 seconds left to go in the first. Back into the face-off X. It's Nick Ramsey for Hun. He's won 4 straight and 4 out of 5 to get things going, but 3 turnovers off face-off wins. For Hun in the game is Logan Tucker trying to fight for it. And eventually they call the infraction. It's going to be against Tucker. So the second time that Tucker has maneuvered illegally, going for the face-off. And Hun will have it. Dubner inside. Fires a shot off a quick stick maneuver. Charles White and a save made in front by Will Deskey. And he'll look to outlay it. An incredible save by Deskey in front off that quick stick maneuver. A long pass up ahead for Errett with 8 seconds to go. Lawrenceville maybe a chance to get a quick shot off. Errett to a cutter. Shot goes high over the top of the crossbar from Drew Friedman. And that'll do it for the first quarter here at the Hun School of Princeton. The score of the Lawrenceville Big Red 3. The Hun Raiders 2 here on the Play-by-Play Sports Network.
At the end of the first quarter, Lawrenceville 3, Hun School 2. Goals by Errett, Upchurch, Tenzer, and 2 by Grant Hansen.
Score 3-2 in favor of the Lawrenceville Big Red, in no small part thanks to Will Deskey and this save that he made right at the end of the first quarter here in the 2019 NJISAA Prep A Boys Lacrosse Championship. Joe Vasile here with you from the Hun School of Princeton on the Play-by-Play Sports Network. 2 goals for Grant Hansen for the Hun School in the first quarter. Goals for Lawrenceville by Errett, Upchurch, and Tenzer. 3 different goal scorers for the Big Red to get things going here today. But 12 minutes on the clock as we get set in quarter number 2. Hun with a 5-1 lead in faceoffs over Lawrenceville to get things going. Everyone's set up out on the wings as we'll get things going in quarter number 2. Back in the circle, it's Logan Tucker against Nick Ramsey, and eventually Tucker for Lawrenceville comes away with it. And he is ridden hard by Hun School, forcing him all the way back in. Deskey and net had a couple of big saves in that first quarter. You see this aggressive ride from Hun. It's been almost 30 seconds, and Lawrenceville finally getting it across the midfield line. Ilamushis brought it into the box, and now we'll play it out. Slow things down. Jack Tenzer, one of the goal scorers for Lawrenceville in the first quarter. Trotting on the far side, Rob Rolfe back to Tenzer. He's playing catch up high. Work it back to X for Jack Skoma. Skoma Dodges around GLE, now takes it around the other side of the crease, looks to shoot low. It goes wide, and it's going to be backed up by Hun. Good smart move by goalkeeper Gabe Craven. Letting that one go by, and then going to back it up. Winning possession for the Raiders. Craven doing some work on the clear. Sends it ahead to Blake Hansen. Hansen will bring it forward. Stop right outside the box and feed a pass ahead. And get called for offsides nonetheless. Ended up going just a little bit too far, and a turnover for Hun. So Lawrenceville back with it. A 1-goal lead at 3-2. Hun scored the first goal of the game, then 3 straight for Lawrenceville. Gave them a 3-1 lead before Hun was able to get one back inside a minute left to go in the first quarter. Both of Hun's goals scored by Grant Hansen. Jack Tenzer as one of the 3 for Lawrenceville. Others belong to William Upchurch and Thomas Eretz. Errett with an assist as well, a 2-point game. Skoma up at the top of the box. It's Tenzer. It's Lawrenceville in no particular hurry here on this possession. Tenzer around goal line, extended a pass low for Eric, gets away, and another turnover for Lawrenceville. So Hun's been holding strong defensively. No shots on goal for Lawrenceville their first 2 times out. Hansen up ahead. Some of the Hun fans looking for a slash. Didn't get the call. Shot goes wide and out back. Backed up by the Raiders. Jackson Barletta took the shot inside. We'll change some personnel and get things going once again. Going to get back to even. Trevor Dubner back at X has the assist on the first Hansen goal. Second was unassisted. Dubner gets the pick. Was looking for somewhere to go. No one was around. Gets to Barletta. Couldn't handle the pass. Knocked free, but picked up by Wright. Right through traffic up the middle. Ends up getting spun around. Played well defensively by Jack Colleen. Now it's Barletta. Rolling to the right, firing a shot. He scores. Keeps it under the crossbar. And Hun has tied it up at 3 with 8:37 left to go in the second. We're going to take another look at this one as it was just dropped up high, and Barletta with that strong drive. Getting around his man Harrison Burke and ripping it right under the crossbar. So Barletta's goal at 8:37 in the second ties things up at 3 apiece. The senior from New Providence, New Jersey. Trying to spark his team here in the second. Face-off quickly won, but it's because of a false start by Nick Ramsey. Lawrenceville control with 8:36 left to go in the second as we get started once again. So for Lawrenceville, it's going on 6 minutes since their last goal. Came at 2:16 in the first. Teddy Gutman trots around the back of the cage, dumps off to Eric. Eric was looking to go and call the illegal maneuver against Teddy Gutman. Out for the hold and another turnover for Lawrenceville. So first couple of possessions for the Big Red have not been their crispest here in the second. Got off a tough shot. Now taking it right up the middle, all the way out nearly to the edge of the box. It's Gabe Craven. Hun turns it over off the offsides. And coach will get a little heart attack when you see your goalie that far out of cage. Tough angle shot from the far side. Drew Friedman goes wide. It's backed up, though, by Eric for Lawrenceville. 7:26 left to go. Here in the second, all tied up at 3. Eric takes it around the crease. Round back. His pass up high comes all the way out to midfield. And rolls ahead. And they go over and back, so here comes Hun. Feeding to the far side. Dubner rips a shot that goes high, but it's backed up by Hun. They'll hang on with 7:05 as the scoreless streak for Lawrenceville now over 7 minutes. Now it's the Raiders slowing it down on their possession. Grant Hansen behind the cage. Marked by his opposite, number 8, Caleb Mucius. Spinning his way to the inside. Shooting and scoring, Devin Cowan, the senior captain. And Hun goes back on top, 4-3. As Cowan nets his first of the day. Couple nice rolls to the inside. We have a timeout on the field taken by Lawrenceville. They've given up now a 3-goal run to Hun to turn what was one point a 3-1 advantage into a 4-3 deficit as we take a look at some of the goals from the first in case you missed any of them. This was the first one of the day for Grant Hansen off the feed from Dubner back at X. Just pure power lacrosse, and then right back the other way. Lawrenceville was able to answer as Thomas Eritz made it 1-1 at that point. That's the goal from William Upchurch, which was his 24th of the season, most on the Lawrenceville team. Gave him a 2-1 lead at the time, and then up 3-1. Here came the Raiders, late back at the end of the first. It was Hansen's second. It was nearly 3-3 right at the end. And Charles White was denied at the doorstep. But 2 goals here in the second have then tied and given on the lead at 4-3 with 6:38 left to play before halftime. And out of this timeout, Lawrenceville and their head coach Alan Fitzpatrick just got looking for answers, not necessarily to slow down the Raiders' attack, because, I mean, quite frankly, 4 goals in the first half against a team like Hun is nothing to hang your hat on if you're Lawrenceville, but it's got to be, I think, focused more on being tighter when you're on the attack if you're the Big Red in this situation. Turn the ball over a handful of times on their first 3 possessions in this second quarter, and, well, Hun has been able to capitalize on that. Big Red certainly needs it. As Fitzpatrick been a head coach at Lawrenceville since 2000, but has worked at the school as a hockey coach and as an administrator in the art department since the late 80s. Been in many different roles, many different hats that he's worn for the Lawrenceville school, and a very successful lacrosse coach for quite some time. Working inside, a shot and a kick save by Desky. Been called for going in the crease was Hun, and Lawrenceville will take it back with a clean start on the clear the other way. Lucius on the near side on the cross. Brings it back into the center circle. Right across the Hun H in midfield. Makes a nice maneuver to get through the ride into the box and quickly out. Ends up dumping to Friedman. They'll settle down into their 6-on-6. closing in on a 9-minute scoreless streak for Lawrenceville Big Red. Need a goal here and going to try and tie things up. Or at very least a good possession. Gutman. Eric gets the pick, decides not to use it, fires the shot and scores. So fast, barely a reaction from Gabe Craven. That ties things up at 4 as Thomas Eritz registers his second of the day. Very similar to his first, just came around GLE, turned and fired. This time he goes high on Craven, beats him underneath the crossbar. Ties things up at 4-4 with 5:23 left to go in the second. Thomas Eric, goal number 17 of the season. 26 points. Many of them just like that. Tough fight for this face-off. Ramsey against Tucker. And off the whistle, it's Lawrenceville ball, another infraction. Going against Nick Ramsey. Tenzer played it to the far side for Friedman. Check around back as Upchurch, disrupted as he passed, was able to get it to Jack Skoma. A couple of sophomores doing some work here on the attack. Skoma plays it high, works its way around to Tenzer. Fake to the inside, goes to the out, a powerful shot, hit the post, and came all the way back out to midfield, where it was batted back into the front court by Jack Colleen, but called for over and back, and that was an incredible power shot by Jack Tenzer. Junior from Charlotte at 6'4", using all that leverage. Timeout down on the field with 4:25 left to go here in the second. It's the Lawrenceville Big Red and the Hun Raiders all tied up at 4.
Timeout, Hun School.
Let's take a look at the huddle for Hun, their head coach, M.V. Whitlow, in his 7th season as the head man here at the Hun School. Prep A champions 2015 and 2018. Maple champions last year and back-to-back in 15 and 16. The Maple season still going on. They've got one more Maple game to go against the Hill School. Let's take a look at some of the upcoming schedule and also the results recently. You see the quality of competition, those losses to Episcopal and to IMG Academy are the 2 losses this year for the Hun School. And, of course, a big, tough matchup as Bergen Catholic comes down from North Jersey early next week, right after that Hill School game on Friday. So doesn't get much easier for here. Rest of the way for Hun is then they go into the Independent Schools Championships after that. They've run the gamut, beat some really good programs this year. Now looking to cap it off with a Prep A championship in 2019. Team with 5 Division I recruits on it. As you take a look over at the Lawrenceville huddle as well, we talked about Alan Fitzpatrick, their head coach, looking to lead the team back to Prep A championship glory. Of course, can't forget about the officials who, I mean, for my money, doing a great job here today. Nothing that necessarily you can say that they've missed, been very consistent going both ways. I mean, I don't think I've ever met a coach who was fully satisfied with the way a game was officiated, but certainly don't see too many complaints out of either coaches Fitzpatrick or Whitlow here today. Restarted up, Hun's got the ball back on the attack with 4:24 left to go in the second, all tied up at 4. Bringing it around back, it's Cowan. Tries to roll it X, takes it around left side of the crease. It's doubled there. Looks to pull it out. Thought about passing to Dubner. Instead, Cowan will hold himself. Cowan dodges, goes low, and the shot goes wide left. Not sure if Desky got a piece of that one in net or not to deflect it wide, but ends up going out. It's backed up by Hun. They hang on. Dubner. Feeds it up high. Pass gets dropped by Barletta. Still trying to handle it. Eventually does, but has to go outside the box to do so. Back to the near side. It's Barletta. Inside 3.5 to go. Powerful move inside, and Barletta scores. Wow, what a beautiful dodge to get around the defender. Found some room inside, and Barletta buried it on the near post. That puts Hun back on top 5-4, as we'll take another look. See Tommy Bavuso up on him, just spun right around him. Got that space and ends up beating Will Desky to the inside. Second of the day for Jackson Barletta, the senior out of New Providence, New Jersey, and with 3:24 left to go in the second. 5-4 lead for Hun over Lawrenceville. Same two going for this face-off. Nick Ramsey for Hun, Logan Tucker for Lawrenceville. Ground ball comes out long, and whistle blows against Hun. Second straight time that it's awarded to Lawrenceville off the whistle. Ball rolled on the ground, nearly given away by Lawrenceville, but scooped up by Rob Rolfe. Tenzer drops it outside to Friedman. Round back, a short hop, knocked down by Skoma. Skoma sends it high. Friedman. Now it's Errett. Errett drives to the right. Wires for a shot, and it goes wide. And out of the end line, backed up well by Lawrenceville. And now Hun will spend another timeout with 2:29 left to go. Here in the second, it's Hun with a 5-4 lead over Lawrenceville.
Timeout on the field.
With 2:29 left to go. Here in this second quarter, it'll stay with Lawrenceville when we come out of the timeout. Take a look at some of Lawrenceville's recent games and kind of what they've got upcoming. You notice one of the big ones upcoming this Friday, Bergen Catholic heading down to Lawrenceville for the game. So I guess with BC facing both Hun and Lawrenceville coming up, there might be one or two people from there paying attention to this one, but good streak up and down for Lawrenceville. They're 9-6 overall in the season, coming off a 13-10 win over Hill. Beat Princeton Day in the semifinals of the Prep A tournament to get here to this championship game. Also win over Morristown, which has had kind of a down year by their standards, but still a very good defensive team this year down in South Jersey. So Lawrenceville, some good things going for it rolling into this game. Of course, the loss to Deerfield in the non-state game earlier this month was not what you were looking for, but still a good competition throughout the year for Lawrenceville. Of course, they play in a very competitive league as well. Hun huddle once again, just trying to figure things out. I mean, they've been kind of up and down throughout this game on the defensive side sometimes. They've given up some goals to Lawrenceville where there was some good power, some good athleticism that led to big red goals. But at other times, Hun has looked really excellent defensively. Forced a few turnovers from Lawrenceville, especially early on in this second quarter. So we'll see what MV Whitlow's got drawn up in this timeout to try and slow down Lawrenceville. Keep them off the scoreboard for the final 2.5. Shot high, backed up by Upchurch. So once again, Lawrenceville hanging on to possession. Upchurch plays it high. Tenzer looked for some room to go, instead ends up dropping it out. Long range, low high shot from Skoma ends up missing on the near post. Goes out again, backed up by Lawrenceville. Doing a good job of backing up their shots here today. Screen from Upchurch sends Everett. Rangieli on the right, looking for space on the inside. Tries to roll back on the out, was checked to the head. Flags fly. Another penalty coming. This time it'll be against Hun. 1:53 left to go in the second. Friedman. Tenzer walks it around back. Looks to get ahead of steam. Drives across, sends a pass high. It rolls all the way back out to midfield. Called for going over, and that'll get us the penalty here against Hill, as it looks like, or rather against Hun, I should say. As Jack Ruddy heads off for the Raiders. Minute 30 left to go. First man-up chance of the day for Lawrenceville. Hun had a man-up chance in the first quarter. Was not able to score on that. Tenzer for Friedman. Back to Tenzer, just playing catch on the near side. They're on the 6-on-5. Friedman drops onto the wing. And the far side for the lefty. Skoma faked his shot. Tenzer will fire from long range, and a save made by Craven. Tenzer tried to go high, and Craven able to make the save. Hun on the clear, gives it away almost. Still up for grabs, taken back by the Raiders. A real scrum for it in the midfield. Still up for grabs, kicked ahead across midfield and then back across. Bodies hitting the deck all over. Flag flies on the check. Low shot goes wide, out of bounds on the back. Cowan was bidding for the goal with the advantage. 16 seconds left here in the second. And a 6-on-5 upcoming here for Hun as they effectively killed off Lawrenceville's man up, and now they have one of their own. They'll take a timeout to try and drop a play with 16 seconds left to go in the second. 5-4 lead for Hun. We'll take a look back at some of the scoring. It was a goal from Thomas Errett that at the time tied things up at 4 apiece. Then Jackson Barletta, a nifty maneuver to get around his defender, rips the shot to put Hun back up 5-4. One more look at Tenzer's shot on that 6-on-5, and the save made by Gabriel Craven. So 16 seconds left to go in the second quarter out of this timeout as Both teams have spent their timeouts in the first half. For Hun, you've got enough time to draw something up, get a couple of quick passes, move the defense around some, try and find that lane, try and beat Will Deskey in net, who obviously has given up 5 goals here in the first half, but it's been fairly strong. He's made a couple of nice saves, a few kick saves for Deskey. One at point-blank range right at the end of the first quarter on a bounce shot that at the time kept Lawrenceville on top 3-2. But after an early 3-1 lead for Lawrenceville, Hunters come back with 4 out of the last 5 goals. Trying to tack on another if they can in lightning fashion before halftime. It'll start back at X with Trevor Dubner. Grabs the pass, gets it back out. Charles White up high around to the far side, ripping his shot low. It goes wide, but Grant Hansen had that shot. There to back it up, 4.1. We'll reset. Dubner on the whistle. Passed by Tim Johnson. And that'll do it as Johnson defends Dubner well enough. He can't get a pass off, and that'll do it for the first half here at the Hun School. At the end of the first half, it's the Hun School Raiders 5, Lawrenceville Big Red 4. You're watching the 2019 Prep A Lacrosse Championships here on the Play-by-Play Sports Network. Back at the Hun School, getting ready for the start of the third quarter. It's the Hun School Raiders 5 at the Lawrenceville Big Red 4. Take a quick look back at some of the highlights from the first half as Hun able to net 2 big goals from Grant Hansen, along with 2 from Jackson Barletta to get things going, as all of a sudden a lot of wind has picked up here at the Hun School. Everything is A-OK. There's some dark clouds rolling overhead, but we're all good. As again, taking a look back at some of the quick highlights from that first half as we get started in half number 2. Hun with it to control to lead things off here on the Play-by-Play Sports Network. Joe Vasile with you. Quick inside. A shot goes high out of the cross of Jake Wright over the top of the crossbar and backed up by Trevor Dubner. Dubner has an assist today for Hun. That was on the first of Grant Hansen's 2 goals in the first half. In fact, Hansen got both of his goals in the first quarter. Now Wright on the far side, drops it around back to X for Dubner. This is Hansen. Here on the near side, feeds it inside, but the pass just out of the reach of the cross of Charles White. It goes out. It'll be Lawrenceville ball. They'll start their first possession of this third quarter, as Lawrenceville at one point led 3-1 in the game. That was back in the first quarter before Hun went on a streak of 4 out of 5 goals belonging to the Raiders. That's what we're currently on right now. Up ahead, Rolfe, and he's denied. Nice save made inside by Gabe Craven. He's made a couple of nice ones today. Engage. And the quick clear in transition for the Hun School. Hansen. Laid around back to Dubner. Now back for Grant Hansen. And Hun slowing it down. The wind intensifying from left to right across the field. Looking to get things going over the right side. Walking in, Jake Wright sends it to Dubner behind the cage. Now back across DLE. He fires and shoots and scores. Trevor Dubner, my goodness. The jump shot for the right side, and it's a 2-goal lead for Hun. Let's take another look at that one as it was set up first by the pass from Wright back to Dubner behind the cage. Then take a look at this drive and the athletic play to whip that one in. Right past Will Deskey. First 2-goal lead of the day for Hun. A 2-point day for Trevor Dubner. First an assist and now a goal with 10:15 remaining in the third. Hun looking to go back-to-back in Prep A state championships. They won last year. They won in 2015 under head coach M.V. Whitlow as well. Got the 2-goal lead, but the face-off is won by Joe Rosen. Picked up the ground ball for Lawrenceville. They'll start things off. First dump into Logan Tucker. Tucker the Fogo plays it back. This is Tenzer. Jack Tenzer had a goal for Lawrenceville in the first quarter. Errett. Thomas Errett, the senior captain, committed to go play at Amherst College up in Massachusetts. Excellent academics and lacrosse down at the Division III level. Low shot goes wide of the gold mouth from Jack Skoma. Rolls out on the end line. It'll stay with Lawrenceville as they were there to back it up with 9:14 left to go in the third. Checked as well up Church. High to Errett. Errett fires a shot and a save made in front. by Gabe Craven, able to see that one well. And it's stick side, and now another quick clear. I tell you, Hun not wasting any kind of time, just using a lot of speed through the midfield, set up in the attacking third. And for Lawrenceville, really Ride has been kind of a non-factor throughout most of the game. Dubner plays it up high. Tim Murray. Matthew Kay. Dubner. Across the LA, fires another shot. It was deflected aside by Will Desky. He didn't know where it was. It was rolling all the way out toward midfield. Were eventually picked up by Tim Murray to continue the possession for Hun. Inside 8 minutes left to go in the third quarter. Kay's got it on the far side, and he drops it back to Dubner. Dubner at X. Brings it back in front. Takes it high, rips his shot low, and another save made by Desky as Murray had the try. Rebound still up for grabs. Down in front, Charlie White. Whistle blows. Officials getting together. Call the hold against Lawrenceville. Hun will have it eventually off the reset. Walking around back, Cowan. One goal for the senior captain, Cowan, today. Trying to see if he can help set up another. It's a 2-goal lead for Hun with just over 7 minutes left to go in the third quarter. Jake Wright gets the pick, turns around, gives to Jackson Barletta. Up at the top of the box, Barletta shuffling to the left. Starts to sprint, gets his pick from Hansen. Barletta now thought about backing it out, instead sends it behind the cage, played by Trevor Dubner. Back to the near side for Grant Hansen. Crossfield pass couldn't be handled cleanly and eventually scooped up once again by Hun. Charlie White got there. And the possession continues. Work it inside. A save made. Ball loose right there in the crease. And sitting down on it was Will Desky. Now Lawrenceville back the other way just about midway through the third quarter. This is just the second possession for the Big Red. Working inside, trying for the bounce shot. Joe Rosen with the long pull. Not able to get it, but backed up by the Big Red. They'll hang on to the possession with 5:57 left to go in the third. Rob Rolfe into the box. Dodges to the outside, sends it back around. Errett. Taking 30 yards away from the goal. Now he'll start his drive. Errett walks in, has it poked free from the cross, but it goes right to Upchurch, who finishes. Second of the day for Will Upchurch. And it gets Lawrenceville back within one off the assist from Thomas Errett, who's got a 3-point game. We'll take another look. See the drive, inadvertent pass right to Upchurch, able to bury it in past Gabe Craven. Breaks a 12-minute scoreless streak dating back to the second quarter for Lawrenceville. They scored with 5:23 remaining in the second. They scored with 5:25 left here in the third to to make it 6-5. Hun has had a couple of long, drawn-out possessions in the third quarter, keeping the ball away from Lawrenceville. Now fighting for it, Ramsey against Tucker. They are still tied up. Look at this, the X. And they call the holds. It's going to go against Nick Ramsey for Hun. Rolfe, right outside the box, now crossed in and quickly out, right on that corner. 30-yard line of the football field now, takes it back to the 35-30. Around to the far side. Rolfe. Eric. Had a pick, didn't use it. Instead, he'll back it out for Drew Friedman. Upchurch. 2 goals, getting held, ball down, picked up by Hun, but the flag was out. And it's going to be a penalty against the Raiders. So take another look. You just look at the cross of Blake Hansen first, and then there's Carson Brown, the long pole coming through and getting all tied up. So the second man-up chance for Lawrenceville in the game. Hun is 0 for 2. Lawrenceville is 0 for 1 with the extra man on. 6 on 5 after the Big Red. 4:23 left to go in the third and a chance to try and tie things up. They can cash in here. It's your best 6 out there right now if you're Lawrenceville. A quick shot and the goal from the far side. Jack Skoma goes low high and beats Craven, and we are tied at 6.
Lawrenceville goals for number 3, Jack Skoma.
And you saw Gabe Craven, thought it was going to be to his right, went to the left as Skoma snipes his 21st of the year. We're all knotted up at 6 apiece. Ramsey for Hun going up against Tucker for Lawrenceville. Tucker fighting for the ground ball. Whistle blows against Lawrenceville. It's Hun ball. 4:03 left to go in the third. The Raiders with the rock. Spin it to the far side, Jack Wright. Brown back gets the screen. Cowan. Perimeter ball movement for Hun. 3:45 left to go in the third. Wind still present, but dying down some. Hansen with a burst of speed to the middle. Drops a bounce pass that comes outside the box, but picked up by Barletta. Barletta has it checked free from his cross, rolls around back. Cowan tries to get there. Not able to, still up for grabs. It rolls out of bounds. Last touch by Lawrenceville. Tim Johnson was trying to flag it down over on the far side for the Big Red. He ended up touching it last without gaining possession. 3:15 left to go in the third. All tied up at 6. Cowan. Screen from Dubner. Cowan trying to work his way inside, heads to the ground, trying to force the turnover. Lawrenceville, ball's down on the turf. The whistle blows before anyone wins possession. And it'll be a Lawrenceville ball. .245 left to go in the third quarter. We're all tied up at 6 as all of a sudden Lawrenceville over the past 3 minutes starting to look energized and like a slightly different team. Into the box for the Big Red, it's Rob Rolfe who'll spin around and take it out back into the midfield. Drops a pass to the far side where it's picked up there. Back on the attack. Hanser's, not sure if that was a shot or a pass, but officials will say it was a pass that went high and out of bounds. So Hun catches a break. Barletta with a flag up. A penalty coming against Lawrenceville. Dubner starts his run from X. Dodges a couple times, nowhere to go, gives to Barletta. Inside 2 minutes remaining here in this third quarter. We're tied at 6. Hun looking to go back on top. They've led by as many as 2. They've trailed by as many as 2 as the shot from Barletta rings the crossbar. Comes all the way back out to midfield, picked up by the right cross by Jack Wright. Jake Wright fires and scores! So Jake Wright picks it out by midfield and then rips a shot for his first goal of the game. And with 1:30 left in the third, Hun goes back on top by 1. Got the feedback from Grant Hansen. So Jake Wright, his first of the game. Breaks nearly a 9-minute scoreless streak for Hun. Puts them back on top 7-6 and ends Lawrenceville's 2-goal run. Back into the X with 1.5 minutes left to go. It's won by Hun. The Lightning strike twice here in the last 1:30 to get Hun back up by a couple. That's what they're looking for. Jack Colleen defensively forces the pass back around the backside of the net for Grant Hansen. Dubner feeds it back up high to Jake Wright. Barletta tried to feed Wright back up high, but couldn't handle the pass from Grant Hansen. He scoops it out on the left cross. Starts his advance. 45 seconds left in the quarter. To the inside, Wright shoots and scores again. A quick stick shot for Jake Wright, his second goal in the last 50 seconds. And Hun goes back up by 2 at 8-6. Set up by Hansen as Wright with his second goal in fast succession. And unofficially the second assist for Hansen, so he's got a 4-point game, 2 goals, 2 assists. Jake Wright now with a pair of goals, getting Hun up 8-6 over Lawrenceville. And how about that for a statement for the Raiders? The Big Red made a charge in the middle of this third quarter to tie the game back up. They come right back in the final 1:30 to score twice. Now a long tie-up in the face-off X. Ramsey from Hun, Tucker of Lawrenceville. Ball finally works its way out, and it's taken by the Raiders with 20 seconds to go. Pass was knocked down. Joe Rosen got his cross on it and eventually scoops up the loose ball with 8 seconds left. Still up for grabs as it's grabbed by Lawrenceville. 4 seconds left, and this will be sent the length of the field. Quick shot for Errett right at the buzzer. Goes high. Boy, didn't think he was going to get a chance at that one late. Ended up being able to get the shot off. It goes high, and that puts an end to the third quarter. It's Hun 8, Lawrenceville 6, 12 minutes to go to crown a Prep A champion in 2019 here on the Play-by-Play Sports Network. Welcome back to the Hun School of Princeton. 12 minutes left to go as we start the fourth quarter. Hun on top of Lawrenceville, 8-6. Couple of goals in the final minute 30 for Hun in that third quarter, giving the Raiders this 2-goal lead that they enjoy after Lawrenceville had a nice charge in the middle of that quarter to tie things up at 6 apiece. Now we'll see if Hun is able to hang on here in quarter number 4, try and secure its second consecutive New Jersey Prep A State Championship in boys lacrosse. So glad you joined us here today on the Play-by-Play Sports Network. Joe Vasile with you as the face-off one quickly by Ramsey. He fires in with a shot that goes high in the crossbar, and it's backed up by Lawrenceville. They'll reset things. As winning the race to the back was Caleb Bucius. He'll start the clear for the Big Red. Turned the ball over 3 times in their first 3 possessions in the third quarter, so needing to get off to a little bit of a better start here in the fourth than they did in that third quarter. Game was 5-4 at halftime in favor of Hun. They went up 6-4 early on. Lawrenceville tied things up at 6 apiece. Bucius takes it across into the box and now will come out and drop it across the 40. That's it to Drew Friedman. Spun and headed out as Jack Tenzer checked in the far side. His pass behind to Upchurch was tipped and it rolls out of bounds. Last touch by Hun. It'll stay with Upchurch, who restarts quickly, feeds it in the middle. Shot from Skoma. He scores and it's back to a 1-goal game. Jack Skoma's second of the game and coming at a huge point for the Lawrenceville Big Red as you see Upchurch off the restart, got it quickly ahead, saw Skoma through the traffic, and he shot from 20 feet out. Able to get it in past Gabriel Craven. Skoma's second of the day, give the assist to William Upchurch. Upchurch, 16th assist of the year to go along with 25 goals, 3 points today. Face off one again by Ramsey. This time he passes off. A flag is up, a delayed penalty coming against Lawrenceville. Hun settles it down as Dubner, goal and an assist already today, including an acrobatic one at the beginning of the third. Around the back of the crease. To the other side. Pie to Matthew Kay. Quickly sent it along to Owen Anderson. Anderson drops it to Dubner. Slowly take it around the back as Hun with a 1-goal lead and 10 minutes left to play. Just take its time. Don't really have to quite rush. Of course, with no shot clock at the high school level. Really go into a stalled offense if you want to. Of course, they eliminated that at the college level this year. It's Kay. Takes it around the right. Drops it back to Dubner. Quickly firing it out. A low shot goes wide from Timothy Murray. We've seen a lot of those low shots coming in today against Will Deskey. Many of them going right across the goal mouth is now finally on that penalty that was up before. Have the player being sent off for Lawrenceville. It's Teddy Gutman who comes off, but he's not the one for the penalty. He's just being subbed out. It's Harrison Burke, a senior long pole, who goes and heads off. Another man-up chance for Hun. They're 0 for 2 so far on their 6-on-5s. Quick shot over the top, goes out, backed up by Hun. Lawrenceville is 1 of 2 on their 6-on-5s today. So Hun trying to come through on their first man advantage. Got it inside, but a pass from Barletta. Couldn't handle it cleanly. Nearly taken away by Lawrenceville, but contained by Hun. Barletta has it poked free, ends up grabbing it back, but a great defensive play made by Jack Coolin. And now the turnover forced by Lawrenceville. On the clear, cross-checked clean out of the hands of Joe Rosen. Hun grabs it back. Here's some space ahead for White. Rips a shot and a save made in front. Picked up by Hun, another shot, and this time burying it, Devin Cowan puts Hun back up by 2.
Raider goal scored by number 9, Devin Cowan.
Unbelievable sequence. First the save by Will Desky, then Cowan picking up the rebound and burying it as he hit the deck hard, a little bit slow to get up. But Hun goes on top by 2 goals at 9-7. Good to see Cowan being able to get up and walk off the field on his own, the senior captain from Mount Laurel, New Jersey. Captain committed to go play at Marquette. His career here at Hun is over. So we'll reset. Right back to it. Hun's got it as there was another penalty on that play against Lawrenceville, so another 6-on-5 for the Hun School. Played across, bounce shot, this time a save made by Will Desky. Lawrenceville able to pick up the rebound. Clear Mucius, pass across the midfield line. And up ahead, Friedman tried to dump to Errett. Picked up the pass, though nearly given away, as Jack Ruddy was right there looking to poke it free. Tenzer. Bringing it back out toward midfield. To the sideline, now starts his advance. Tenzer winds and fires a shot that goes wide. Well, we've seen today Jack Tenzer certainly not afraid to fire from long range, that time pulling from nearly 20 yards out. He's got a big shot too. Two-goal lead for Hun, getting close to midway through the fourth quarter. Eric tried to get one to Jack Skoma, but he couldn't handle the pass. Picked up by Hun across midfield and completing the clear are the Raiders. They'll set up and take some more time off and add to their lead. Grant Hansen controlling as it was Donald Nesselrode who had the turnover and the clear for Hun. Hansen harassed by the outside. Arsid Burke up on him. Forces him up high, sends a skip pass to the far side. Faking on the shot, dodging to the inside, a save made by Desky. Jake Wright was going for it. It was backed up by Devin Cowan. Good to see him back in after he was shaken up after his second goal of the day. Just holding over on the far wing is Cowan. Drives on the left and takes it around back to X. Checked hard there. Mucius up on him, marking. Inside 6 minutes left to go in the fourth. 2-goal lead for Hun. Dubner. Up high. Barletta, 2 goals today. Hansen working on a 4-point game for Hun. Tried to drop it X for Dubner, but just a misconnection goes out of bounds, and it will be Big Red ball with 5:35 left to go in the fourth. And for Lawrenceville, we've seen their ability to put up goals in rapid succession. We saw a couple of those in the first quarter. They scored 3 goals in a 3.5-minute span. They scored 2 goals in 1 minute and 14 seconds in the third quarter with 5.5 left. A time for the Big Red to try and make their charge and get back to close to even is now. They work it inside. Trying to fight for a shot was Upchurch, but there was nowhere to go around the defense of Blake Hansen.
Are you coming?
So now Errett.
How far are you?
Skoma, quick touch. And around to the far side, controlled by Gutman. Now Friedman
Who?
drives to GLE. Passes off to Errett. Thomas Errett, the screen from Friedman. Walks around the crease, fires a shot at point-blank range. Save made by Craven. Picked up by Lawrenceville, but then ball pops high into the air, and Craven comes out of the cage to make the play and flips the field back to the near side on the clear. It's Blake Hansen. Hansen with a lot of turf in front of him. Feeds the man, and a big save made by Desky. Charlie White had the shot. Desky got the cross on it and deflected it all the way out of bounds. I don't know how Will Desky had the reaction time for that wicked shot coming right in, and with 4:31 left. Looks like it'll stay. The Hun School is, what a tremendous save made by Desky. We've seen him make a couple of big ones throughout the day for Lawrenceville, but perhaps none bigger than that one right there to keep this a 2-goal game. 4.5 left to play. Getting things set up, and we'll get rolling once again as Dubner's got it around back. Coolin checking him defensively. He did the far side. Jake Wright lost it. Got it back as Wright as the go-ahead goal and the insurance goal. And he can make it a 3-goal lead now for Hun. A 10-7 advantage for the Raiders. Grant Hansen, a hat trick. Capped off on this one as we take another look. Wright dropped it for Dubner, who then set up Hansen. Second time on that connection. Hansen from Dubner. 2 assist day for Dubner, 3 points. Hansen, the 3 goals, 2 assists. 4 minutes left to play, and a 3-goal lead for Hun. And an absolutely crucial face-off for Lawrenceville. And it'll be won by Hun. Nick Ramsey, check free from his cross, ball down on the turf. Big fight for it, both teams. And they call the push against Lawrenceville. It'll be Hun ball. They'll have a clean restart with 3:48 left to go in the fourth. Dubner controlling. Trevor Dubner bound the University of North Carolina when his days at Hun are up, but still just a junior, not quite done yet. Forced in deep near the end line. Double teamed, eventually gets around, but still nowhere to pass it off to, but he's able to waste nearly a minute off the clock. And we have a timeout taken by the Hun School with 2:57 left to go in the fourth quarter. It's Hun on top of Lawrenceville 10-7. Let's take a look back at some of the big plays from this second half. Remember, it was a 5-4 game in favor of Hun at halftime, and they came out strong in the third, ending up taking the lead on this acrobatic goal by Trevor Dubner. Was coming right across GLE and ripping it in past Will Desky on the turn and fire. And after a couple of goals for Lawrenceville, got things back to 6-6. Big save made by Will Desky. Helped keep us right there. Now we'll take a look at some of those goals. First one was a really great one at Will Errett. Or rather, Thomas Errett set up Will Upchurch for that you just saw right there. And then a man-up goal for Jack Skoma as well. First man-up goal of the day. And another assist to Thomas Errett on that one, who has been everywhere quarterbacking for Lawrenceville. That tied it up at 6. But since then, 4 out of 5 goals in favor of Hun. Jake Wright made it 7-6. Jake Wright then made it 8-6 as well. Cowan came back with his second in the fourth. Grant Hansen his third in this fourth as well. As that's one of Wright's 2. There you see Jack Skoma for Lawrenceville. 2 goals today. And all he could do is kind of hang out by midfield as Hun controls possession here now inside 3 minutes to go. 2:45 left in the contest. Devin Cowan. Poked by Caleb Mucius. Cowan spun around it. Goal line extended. Right back behind the backside of the cage with 2:12 left to go. And the refs decide stalling too long. They call the shot clock violation. That's one of those refs discretion type things. Still here at the high school level. Lawrenceville with it on the attack, down 3 with 2 minutes left to go. You know they're going to look for something quick. Misconnection on a pass, tried to get it to Thomas Errett, picked up by Hun. 1:45 left to go as the Raiders take it back across midfield. Anthony Bell making moves. Bell drops it back to Dubner, who's double-teamed. Lawrenceville in dire need of forcing a turnover and fast. Dubner defended by Joe Rosen. Dubner just hanging on, taking as much time off as possible. Now it's Grant Hansen. Hansen from X. Got by Harrison Burke. 1 minute remaining. Three-goal lead for Hun. Control the ball. Barletta with 2 of the 10 for the Hun School today. Jackson Barletta to Grant Hansen. And we have a timeout taken by the Hun School with 36 seconds left to go.
George.
36 seconds separating Hun from back-to-back Prep A state championships. Big plays here in the second. Jack Skoma had a big goal for Lawrenceville here in the fourth that got the Big Red to within 1 goal, but then big save from Will Desky kept it there. Unfortunately, it was a bend but don't break for only a short time for Desky. Is on moving the ball well, goes up by 2. Hansen That's his third to make it a 10-7. Hun lead. 36 seconds left to go. For the Raiders, this is just one step along what's been a very special season here in 2019. And their two losses this year have been IMG Academy and Episcopal Academy. Of course, IMG out of Florida, and Episcopal, one of the best teams down in the Philadelphia Interact this year. Them and Haverford have been battling it out for the top two spots. Perfect 4-0 record as of now in Maple play. They've got one more Maple game left to go on Friday on the road in Pennsylvania against the Hill School, and trying to wrap up a Prep A state championship after they beat Petty 15-3 in the semifinals to get here to the championship game. And Lawrenceville has given them a heck of a run. Some clutch play late from the Hun School. We resume play. 30 seconds left. Lawrenceville trying for the turnover. They blow it dead with 27 seconds left on the penalty against Lawrenceville. 27 to go. And a timeout taken by Lawrenceville. And now they're calling the Lawrenceville players back onto the field after they initially called a timeout for Lawrenceville. I guess it was just an inadvertent signal. And we'll restart. 23 seconds to go. Doubled around back, Grant Hansen. 10 seconds to go. Huge check late. A flag is up. And the blow play dead with 4.1 seconds to go as another flag comes out. A lot of chipping is coming here late from Lawrenceville, and now a third flag comes out. So all three officials have tossed laundry on the field. And you hate to see a good game end like this, as Lawrenceville getting physical, trying to force a turnover with 4 seconds left to play, and just got too physical. Now the officials, two of them talking to each other, and one of them talking to a huddle of Lawrenceville players. Probably saying something along the lines of, knock it off. So, all the flags will be picked up. There are 4 seconds left to go. Restarts. Lawrenceville. In control of it is Teddy Gutman. Has it in the front. Right across midfield. 4.1 seconds to go. He'll drop the ball down, and we have a timeout taken by Lawrenceville. Well, it's the longest 4.1 seconds to end a game. A lot of times basketball gets that bad rap. This one taking some time, as Lawrenceville and Hun going into their huddles, and can't imagine the message in the huddle right now is anything other than, hey guys, you played a good game. Still got more to go this year for Lawrenceville. Back in action on Friday, taking on Bergen Catholic, coming down from Oradell, New Jersey. A little celebrating already starting in the Hun huddle. Lawrenceville also will take on Mercersburg on Saturday. Friday, Hun travels to the Hill School, and then they welcome Bergen Catholic here to the Hun School in Princeton. That's a couple of days later, next Monday. So Lawrenceville's broken its huddle. Hun's still in it. We have 4.1 seconds of time to tick off the clock. Then the party can really get started here in Princeton. Abe Craven, goalkeeper, leading Hun back onto the field. Takes his spot in between the pipes, and finally we'll get things going. Play it quick to the inside. A shot, a save by Craven, and that'll do it. Cross is fired into the air. And the Hun Raiders are 2019 Prep A state champions.
Hun School 10, Lawrenceville 7. Leading scorer for the game, Grant Hansen with 3. The 2 goals apiece for Jackson Barletta, Devin Cowan.
Back-to-back Prep A state champions. The Hun School
Hun
Raiders.
School's second consecutive Prep A state championship.
The third time since 2015. It's a 10-7 final for the Hun School over the Lawrenceville Big Red. So the final score here today, Hun 10, Lawrenceville 7. We thank you so much for watching the 2019 NJISAA Prep A Boys Lacrosse Championship. Champions this year for the second straight year, the Hun School Raiders. Congratulations to them and head coach M.V. Whitlow. And we thank you again so much for joining us here today on the Play by Play Sports Network. So for the entire crew here in Princeton, my name is Joe Vasile saying so long, good night, and enjoy the rest of your Monday.